Hi, friends. Today I wanted to share with you some free phonological awareness games that I recently got ready from All About Learning Press. So let's go ahead and talk about that today. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our homeschool table. My name is Geraldine. I am a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, ages 11, 4, and 2. I also used to be a kindergarten teacher, and I taught reading groups for about 10 years, from kindergarten students all the way up to second grade. I'm not a reading expert by any means, but I did want to share with you some things that I found recently to help my own kids with these different skills. So today we're going to talk specifically about something called phonological awareness. Now, phonological awareness is the ability to recognize and manipulate the spoken parts of sentences and words. So that would include things like rhyming, alliteration, segmenting a sentence into words, identifying syllables in words, and blending the onset and rhyme, which is the beginning of the word and the end of the word. So that's what we're going to be talking all about today. As I was researching about this, because I have gotten some comments recently on some of my videos when talking about kindergarten students and learning how to read. I've also had some questions from friends in real life. And so because I had been kind of thinking about phonological and phonemic awareness for the last several weeks, I thought that it would be something good to research, but then also share about, because yesterday when I was perusing the All About Learning Press website, I had completely forgotten about all sorts of free resources that they offer on their website that you can just print out and use in your homeschool. So today I'm going to show you 3 of the games that I got ready for my son, who is almost 5, to be using in the next couple of months. I went ahead and laminated them and made them a little bit nicer, just because I knew that since I have a younger child as well, I would use them again in the future, and I wanted them to stay as nice as possible so that they would last a little bit longer. So with that, I'm going to kind of turn the camera a little bit here and show you the different games and what they're for. So a little bit of our history with All About Reading and All About Spelling is that when my oldest daughter, who is now in 6th grade, when she was back in kindergarten in 2019, I started using the All About Reading Level 1 program. She had already gone to preschool and was very solid on her letters and sounds and rhyming and all sorts of the different phonological awareness activities. They practiced all of those in her preschool program. So I didn't really do a lot of that at home. There were some things that we practiced in kindergarten, especially because at the very beginning, when she was in level 1, she did struggle with blending at first. And that is, I think, what I get questions on the most is, how do you help a child learn how to blend? And honestly, I do have to say that blending is a developmental milestone, just like crawling and walking and running. Children are going to be at different ages for these things. So there is no like, at age 5, they have to be able to do these things. It's not really like that. I would just really focus on practicing some of these phonological awareness and phonemic awareness skills, so that your child just has as many opportunities to practice these skills as they can. I prefer to do it in games or just oral word games myself. I think it's a little bit more fun. Um, and those are all going to help your child continue in their understanding of what blending is. Now, when my daughter was in kindergarten, we got through probably the first 20 lessons, and I was thinking, oh no, this is going to take forever. She's not getting it. Well, all of a sudden one day she just clicked, and then she took off. In fact, she asked to speed up our reading program, and that is why we wound up actually doing 2 levels in 1 year. And then in 1st grade, we did another 2 levels in 1 year. So that's just a little bit about All About Reading for our family. My next child, who is almost 5 now, he didn't really start becoming interested in doing any school-related things until he was about 4. And obviously he's a boy, so that is fairly typical. I just wanted him to come and do activities if he wanted to. And so we have been using the pre-reading level from All About Reading. We're going very slowly through it. But the thing that I really like about it is that in each lesson, there is some sort of skill that they practice. So towards the beginning, there was a lot of rhyming. And actually, I have one of the rhyming games that I found as a free resource, and this one is in color. The pre-reading level of All About Reading has this game, but it doesn't look like this, all beautiful and in color. It just has little yellow cards. So Get Out of the Wagon is one of his favorite games. And so it comes with all of these little printable cards. I believe it was 2 pages worth, but these are just little cards that he can use to rhyme. So what we did first was I laid all of them out together. But then for the Get Out of the Wagon game, what they do is you, as the parent, place 3 different cards on the wagon. So ring, tree, and king. And they have to figure out which one of these cards needs to get out of the wagon. And so as you continue to practice, they start to understand more which ones rhyme and which ones don't rhyme. So that is this first game. Now, when you print it out, you would get the first little cover page here. Then the second page would look like this. This is just the printout itself. So that's why I went ahead and cut this one out and glued it onto a file folder and then glued the instructions on the inside. Then what I have is just a plastic bag, and I'm going to put all of these pieces in my baggie. That's it. It's very simple, but my son really likes this game and he finds it very fun to practice rhyming. So this one is a rhyming activity. Now the next 2 games here are new to me. So I just printed these off yesterday and got them ready. But we have been doing some other skills practice recently in his All About Reading pre-reading level with syllable counting. And so we started out with 1 and 2 syllable words, and now we are moving up to 3 syllable words. Well, this little game I found called Help the Monkeys, a syllable counting activity, is really cute. And there are the instructions here. But basically what you do is you print out these really cute little monkeys. And one of the monkeys has a 3, one has a 2, and then obviously 1. And so then what you would do is you would just have your child look at the pictures. And this is a lot of cards for this game, I feel like. I think it was 3 pages of 12. So that would be, 36 cards. So I would maybe start out with 10 or so. And so what they would do is just say the picture, and you would clap it with them, just like they teach in the pre-reading level. Umbrella. How many claps was that? 3. So they put it with the 3 monkey. And then if they do, let's see, this one, cat. How many claps was that? Cat. 1 clap. So they put it with the 1 monkey. And so they just sort out the different pictures, and you can just do 10 at a time or work your way up to using all of them if your child was really excited about that. So this is a great activity to help practice counting syllables. And I would have them physically clap the words because then it gives it a more kinesthetic focus. You could also do stomping or jumping or tapping your head, something like that. But this is a really fun game to practice that skill. Okay, so for our last activity here, this one is called Dinner Time, a phonological awareness activity, and it comes with a little place setting here with a plate, fork, spoon, knife, and napkin, and then some food cards that go along with it. Now this is a great time to pull out Ziggy, because if you have not met Ziggy before, he likes to be silly, and he likes to make silly words for the kids to figure out. So this is a really good time to use Ziggy, in my opinion. Um, and I did order him straight from the All About Learning website a year or two ago, and I'm so glad that I did. He has been very helpful in bringing this program to life and making it fun. But basically, what you do is you mispronounce the food words. So you would point to a card like this one, pickle, and you would say, "It's dinner time and I'm hungry. Please pass the tickle." And your child would be like, "What? That's not a tickle, that's a pickle." And so then they would pass it and put it on the plate. Now, you could make a few of these if you're going to play with a few people. I didn't really think about that at the time, but now I probably will, because this could be a good game for my son and my little girl to play with maybe in a year or so when she understands it a little bit more. She did actually want to play it yesterday, and she got quite a few of them. So for only being 2.5, that's probably pretty good. But it gives you little suggestions in here if you can't think of a silly way to say a certain food, like instead of saying apple, you could say, "Please pass the maple," or instead of cake, "Please pass the glake." And so this is just a fun little way to be silly with words, which is kind of what phonological awareness is all about. So if this was helpful for you to chat a little bit about phonological awareness, I am more than happy to do more videos about how to practice some of these skills with your kids, especially with phonemic awareness. That is more manipulating sounds in words. There are lots of games that you can play orally to help your child. And as they continue to grow and learn more about manipulating sounds and words, that's when they are really going to start improving in their blending skills. So when it comes to reading and early readers, that skill of manipulating sounds is very, very important. Now, if you are looking to print out and make these games, I would suggest printing the title page and the instruction page on regular paper, and then you can glue it onto a file folder. Or if you wanted to print them on cardstock, then you could put them together, like maybe tape the spine or staple them together. And what you could do then is just keep all of your pieces inside of that. I went ahead and printed all of the pieces to the games on cardstock. I think it's 24-pound cardstock. And then I also went ahead and laminated them just for durability, since I do have more than one child that will likely use these. And then, of course, just putting the pieces into a baggie. This one doesn't fit to actually close the baggie, but you could just tuck it in. Another idea is to tape along this bottom edge, so then it's more like a pocket, and then nothing will fall out. Okay, pretend that that's taped. Another option that I have that I really like are these, basically it's a little folder of folders, I guess, little pocket folders. And this is what I used back when we were doing the purely preschool unit. So each of the units I would just put in a separate folder here, and both sides have a pocket. So this one has 12 pockets, and I know that they do make a 24 pocket version, I believe. And so this is another way to print out these games and store them in something where you can just kind of have everything in one place. So that is another really good option as well. So now let's go ahead and jump on my computer. I will show you where I found all of these resources, but also don't forget, I will leave a link down below in the description box for you so that you can hopefully get right to it. Okay, so here is the main All About Learning Press website. It's allaboutlearningpress.com, and this is the company that does all about reading, all about spelling, and now all about math. But if you click here at the top on free resources, it comes to a page where there are many different free things here. So there are ebooks and checklists, there are activities, and right here is where you can choose the type of activities. Then towards the bottom, there are lots of articles that you can read to learn different things about teaching reading and how to help your struggling student, or just to understand reading and spelling and math a little bit better. But I'm going to go back up here to the activity section and click on phonological awareness. And these are some of the activities that you can download. So there's also learning the alphabet things, and there's even some math tools here. Okay, so let's go back up to the Help the Monkeys resource, and that is here. That's what this file is. So Help the Monkeys has a title page, an instruction page, and then a key if you need that for doing syllable counting. There are color pages that you can print out. I preferred to print mine on cardstock. But the cool part is that down here, there are black and white copies as well. If you want to color them yourself, if you don't have a color printer and you want to print them in black and white and then color them or leave them black and white, there's an option for that too, which is really, really handy. So that is what one of the documents is going to look like. Well, I hope that it was helpful for you to see a little bit on the All About Learning website. I had honestly kind of forgotten that all of those resources existed. Plus, I think they've added a whole bunch of things since I've been on there previously. So thank you to the All About Learning Press for providing all of that information. It is so helpful, and I'm really glad that all of these games and resources are available for free and can really help us to have fun as we learn how to teach our child to read better. Like I said earlier, if you're interested in more videos talking about reading and how to teach your child to read, please let me know. If you have any specific questions that I can answer in maybe another video, please leave them down below in the comments, and I am more than happy to try to answer as many of your questions as I can. Again, remember, I am not an expert, but I did used to teach kindergarten and reading groups for kindergarten age students all the way up through second grade. So I do have some experience in teaching reading, and the program that we used to use at my school was an Orton Gillingham approach to teaching reading, which All About Reading is as well. So it felt very comfortable for me when I switched from teaching school to teaching reading at home. It was a very seamless transition, I would say. And I really enjoyed teaching the All About Reading program and still am. So, like I said, if you have any questions, let me know down below. And I hope that you will stick around here at our homeschool table by subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. Hype it as well if you would like, to help more people to be able to see this video. If you're interested in seeing what I'm kind of thinking about for next year for curriculum for my 7th grader, my kindergartner, and my preschooler, then go ahead and click this video right here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today at our homeschool table, and we'll see you next time.